Today, we're talking about something that can instantly ruin your trip: flight cancellations. So let's not waste time. Here are the 19 airlines most likely to cancel your flight, and more importantly, how you can avoid becoming their next stranded passenger. Why flights get canceled so often. Before we jump into the list, it's important to understand why cancellations happen so frequently. Of course, we all know weather can be a major culprit. Snowstorms, hurricanes, fog, and thunderstorms can easily ground flights. But surprisingly, that's just one piece of the puzzle. A huge number of cancellations actually come down to airline scheduling choices. Many carriers run extremely tight schedules with little margin for error. They might have just enough planes and crew to cover their day, but if one pilot calls in sick or a plane needs unexpected maintenance, there's no backup. Your flight gets canceled. Budget airlines are especially prone to this because they save money by avoiding extra standby crews or spare aircraft parked at airports. That's how they keep ticket prices low. But it means if anything goes wrong, your flight could simply vanish from the schedule. Labor strikes, airport congestion, air traffic control slowdowns, and even political events can trigger waves of cancellations. That's why picking your airline carefully and having a smart travel plan is absolutely critical. Number 19, United Airlines. United Airlines is one of the big three in the US, with huge hubs in Chicago and Newark. Unfortunately, those hubs are some of the most delay-prone and weather-affected airports in the country. A single storm system can lead to cascading disruptions throughout United's entire network. And if things back up too far, they'll start canceling flights outright to catch up. Frequent flyers know to always keep an eye on United's operations when traveling through these cities. Number 18, Ryanair. Europe's ultra-budget giant has made air travel incredibly cheap, but there's a trade-off. Ryanair is notorious for abruptly canceling flights if a route is underbooked or if there's a crew shortage. They've also faced multiple strikes over pilot and cabin crew pay. This means a flight you booked months in advance might disappear with only a day or two's notice, leaving you scrambling for alternatives. Number 17, Air India. Air India has had a long history of operational challenges, many tied to aging aircraft and a maintenance system that struggled to keep up. Combined with congestion at major airports like Delhi and Mumbai, sudden cancellations are unfortunately common. Passengers often get told only hours before departure, making it especially stressful for international travelers with connecting flights. Number 16, Spirit Airlines. Spirit's business model is to run everything lean. That means cheap tickets, but also fewer crews and no backup planes waiting around. If your aircraft ends up grounded for even a minor repair, or if a crew times out under FAA work rules, the flight is often simply canceled. And because Spirit doesn't have frequent flights on each route, you might be stuck waiting a full day or more for the next available seat. Number 15, Lufthansa. Germany's flagship airline generally maintains a solid reputation, but frequent strikes by pilots and airport ground staff have plagued them. When these strikes hit, Lufthansa sometimes cancels hundreds of flights across Europe in a single day to avoid even bigger meltdowns. This creates huge headaches for connecting passengers who might suddenly find themselves stuck in Frankfurt or Munich. Number 14, JetBlue. Operating heavily out of New York and Boston means JetBlue deals constantly with congested airspace and unpredictable weather. Snow and thunderstorms can trigger rolling delays that turn into outright cancellations. JetBlue has worked to improve its operations, but their heavy concentration in the Northeast US still makes them vulnerable. Number 13, British Airways. BA often prioritizes long-haul flights because they bring in the most revenue. That means if they're short on planes or crews, it's usually the shorter European hops that get cut first. Between staffing shortages and ongoing labor disputes, British Airways has canceled thousands of flights in the last few years, often with minimal notice to passengers. Number 12, Frontier Airlines. Much like Spirit, Frontier is an ultra-low-cost carrier that saves by operating tight schedules with minimal standby resources. This works fine when everything's perfect, but any hiccup, like mechanical delays or sudden bad weather, can lead to cancellations with very few rebooking options. Number 11, Air Canada. Canadian winters can be brutal. Air Canada frequently cancels flights during snow and ice storms at key hubs like Toronto Pearson and Montreal. Unlike some airlines that proactively adjust schedules, Air Canada sometimes waits until the last minute, leaving travelers stranded without hotel vouchers or clear rebooking plans. Number 10. Southwest Airlines. While Southwest is loved for free bags and friendly staff, their unique point-to-point network means small problems can ripple quickly. The meltdown in December 2022 was the perfect example. Outdated crew software couldn't keep up, and over 15,000 flights were canceled in just 2 weeks. Even though they're improving systems now, their network is still sensitive to weather and crew availability. Number 9. Aeromexico. Operating out of Mexico City's crowded airport comes with huge risks. Weather, traffic control delays, or simply too many planes all trying to take off at once often force Aeromexico to cancel short domestic legs to keep long-haul flights running. Travelers report being bumped to flights the next day without much compensation. Number 8. EasyJet. EasyJet's ultra-tight schedules maximize profit but leave no margin for error. Air traffic control strikes in France, Italy, or Germany can throw their entire system into chaos. Passengers often get emails at 5 a.m. saying their flight that afternoon is canceled, with few alternatives on the same day. Number 7. Turkish Airlines. Istanbul is a beautiful hub but also faces heavy fog, snow, and huge traffic volumes. Turkish Airlines sometimes proactively cancels regional flights to safeguard long-haul departures. That means if you're connecting to Europe from Asia or Africa through Istanbul, always allow extra time. Number 6. Delta Airlines. Delta is generally more reliable than many, but big storms in Atlanta, their busiest hub, or New York can force them to scrub hundreds of flights quickly. Their system is large and interconnected, so delays can spread across the country fast. Number 5. Wizz Air. This fast-growing Central European airline has been slammed by regulators for failing to inform passengers properly when flights are canceled. Their rapid expansion means they sometimes stretch too thin, leading to abrupt route cuts or cancellations days before departure. Number 4. China Eastern Airlines. China Eastern has to navigate a crowded domestic market with frequent airspace restrictions. On top of that, lingering COVID lockdowns sometimes result in whole flight schedules being pulled overnight, leaving international passengers especially vulnerable. Number 3. Norwegian Air Shuttle. Once the poster child of cheap transatlantic travel, Norwegian retreated heavily from long-haul. Even on popular European routes, they've been known to cancel underperforming flights with just a week or two's notice if bookings are weak. Number 2. ITA Airways, Alitalia. Despite a new name, ITA still faces many of the same old problems that plagued Alitalia: financial instability, staffing issues, and frequent strikes. That means flights can disappear from the schedule suddenly, especially during busy travel periods. Number 1. American Airlines. As the biggest airline in the world by fleet size and passenger numbers, American runs a complex operation. That also means it's highly sensitive to disruptions. A storm in Dallas or tech problem in Miami can knock out thousands of flights in a single weekend, impacting travelers nationwide. They've worked on contingency plans, but the sheer scale means they're still the most likely major airline to cancel. How to protect yourself from these cancellations? So after all that, you might be thinking, what can you do to avoid being left stranded at the gate? Well, there are some smart steps that dramatically cut your risks. Book morning flights. Early flights are less likely to get canceled because crews are fresh, planes are usually already at the airport, and the day hasn't had time to build up delays. Avoid tight layovers. If you're connecting, aim for at least 2 hours between flights. That might seem like overkill, but it gives you a cushion if the first leg is delayed. Use airline apps. These often let you see rebooking options immediately if your flight's canceled, sometimes before the gate agents even announce it. Acting fast is critical to snag the next seat. Consider travel insurance. Make sure it covers trip interruptions, hotel stays, and meals if you're stuck overnight. It can turn a disaster into a manageable hiccup. Fly more reliable airlines. In the US, Alaska and Hawaiian consistently top on-time charts. In Europe, KLM and Swiss get strong marks. On long haul, Singapore Airlines and Emirates rarely cancel. So there you have it, the 19 airlines most likely to cancel your flight, plus some essential travel strategies to protect yourself. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button and subscribe for more travel insights. And drop a comment below with your worst flight cancellation story. We'd love to hear it and might even feature it in a future episode. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy travels. And may your flights always be on time.